So now, as far as the application goes, there were application fees. Now, at this time, like I said, my mom was like, go to Atlanta, go to Atlanta. I say, okay, let me look into Emory. I look at the application fee was like 200 or 240. I was like, no, scratch that. So I stopped looking into Atlanta and I just look at the schools that I want to go to. And all of them, their application fee was like 125, 100, 85. I applied to like five schools. I applied to Boston University. I applied to Michigan State. I applied to University of Maryland. I applied to Penn State, which the school I really want to go to. I applied to Rutgers as well. And yeah, but like I said, my mom keeps beating Atlanta. She keeps it beating Atlanta in my ears. But after I saw that Emory application fee, I just was tuned off. So I was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. But she was beating Atlanta in my ears. So with all these application fees, it all totaled up to like $600. I was like, Lord, how am I gonna pay for this? I don't have a job. Like, I have savings, but still, I'm using my savings to take care of myself. I don't have 500 or 800, oh no, 500 or $600 to just spend on application fees. So I remember um, in the month of March, um, I would see stuff like, hey, attend this virtual event, this virtual graduate event. And I was like, okay, let me attend or let me or whatever. And then I know Rutgers had one. It actually wasn't virtual, it was actually in one of the campuses. And I went. I went at Rutgers, one of their campuses. You would get an application fee waiver. So I'm like, okay, good. So I'm going, even if I don't really want to go, but I'm going. So I go and I hear whatever the speaker is saying, and I get my waiver. So I do that. Um, as I'm applying to schools, now I'm in the month of March. I'm applying to schools, I'm doing everything. I remember just being stressed out. I remember being stressed out, thinking to myself, where's the job? Thinking to myself, like, what's going to come of this? So, as there was one night in particular in the month of March, it was one night in particular. It was probably like 8:40 ish at night. I was in my room. The hallway light was on, but my room was dark. And I remember sitting on the floor. I remember sitting on the floor and I just started crying. And oh my goodness. I'm getting teary eyed right now. I remember crying. I said, Lord, I choose you. I remember saying, I choose you. I became so overwhelmed and I was just like, all the stuff is just secondary. The grad school, the job, my car notes, everything, it's all secondary. And that I said, Lord, I choose you. I don't care about any of this stuff. And I said, I choose you. I want you. I want you. And that was that. That was that night in my room. And I just said, Lord, I just care about the things you want me to do. I just got so consumed about what I wanted to do. So I just care about where you want me to do, what you want me to do, where you want me to be. That's all I care about. Because this other stuff is overwhelming. And yeah, that was my heart to heart with God that night. And yeah, I said, Lord, I choose you over earthly things. I choose you. So that happens. Yo, God is funny. God is so funny. Um, I get an email. So at this time, I don't know why, but I would just get email from I guess this website that sends Bible verses. I don't know what I did. But anyways, every day I'll just get emails from them, and I was checking or whatever. The next day I got an email and the verse, let me check, let me actually get the verse together. The verse that they sent me for that day was John 15. John 15, verse 16. And John 15:16 is, "You didn't choose me, I chose you. I appointed you to go and produce lasting fruit, so that the Father would give you whatever you ask for using my name. This is my command, love each other." So I said, "Okay, Lord, I said I chose you, but really you chose me." So I feel like that was like God correcting me, like, no, I chose you. You know, I was like, yeah, either way, Lord, like, yeah, like I want to do what you want to do. I want to do what you want me to do. I want your will for my life. I don't want to be chasing waterfalls. Not to say that grad school and jobs are bad, but for me to look at them as like my end all be all, like that's who I am. It's like, no, a daughter of God, that's who I am. And I was like, yeah, Lord, I choose you. So the days are going by. I'm still, you know, I still have to work for this whole graduate stuff. And one night or one evening, I decided to check my spam. And when I checked my spam, I get an email from Boston University. They said if you attend this virtual event, you would get an application fee waiver. And I was like, wait, what? Now, mind you, I typically don't just check my junk mail. I just decided to check it that day. Y'all, I went through it. I went through it, attended the virtual event, and I got an application fee waiver. So I got an application fee waiver for Rutgers. I got an application fee waiver for Boston University. And I was like, what? So I don't have to pay? And not only that, y'all, all the other schools, somehow, some way, I was getting application fee waiver. Now, I messed up. There was one school I did pay, and that was because I was impatient. Okay. They actually ended up giving me an application fee waiver at the end of when I emailed them. But I became impatient, so I didn't I didn't get everything for free. But everything else was for free. And I was like, wow, I think God really wants me to go to grad school because I want to go to grad school. And it looks like he wants me to go to grad school too. Now, at this time, my mom is still beating Atlanta in my ears. So I said, you know what? Okay, let me look at some other school in Atlanta. So I look into Georgia State. I look into Georgia State. I see their application fee. I think it was $65 or something. Yeah, 65 or 80 or whatever. I look at their program. They had a Master's of Arts in Economics program for the Andrew Young School of Policy Studies. And I was like, you know what? Let me just apply to this. I don't know what's going to come of it. Let me just apply. I applied. They had a fee waiver too. You had to attend a virtual event. I applied and had to attend a virtual event. Now, here's the thing with these applications. All of these applications require of me writing a personal essay that's probably like 3 to 5 pages. That was another part I was stuck on. So I got my recommendations. Great. The fee waivers, great. Now this personal essays. Y'all, I was going to the library to write these essays. I had my whole schedule. Tuesday I'm gonna do this. Tuesday I'm gonna write the essay for this school. I was doing all of that. And the last essay, the last essay that I wrote was for Georgia State University because their application was due April 1st. Yeah, I remember I was in the back of my car. Now, I don't even know why I did that, but I wanted to be so focused and so zoned in. I didn't want to be at home where, I'm hearing my parents talking, my brothers talking, or them on the phone. I went into my car, sat at the back of my car, had my laptop, and was I said, I got to finish this by April 1st. I think April 1st was going to come up in the next couple of days. So I just went all the way in and I finished it. And so I submitted my application. So by April 1st, I submitted all of my applications, like finally submitted it, had all my personal essays, had all my recommendations. The fee waivers, were waived, and one of them I actually paid for. So all that was done. April 1st, all of that was done. And yeah, so all I have to do is wait to get accepted or denied. So in the month of April, I had an interview with Boston University, like April 2nd, 3rd, something like that. Did the interview on Skype. It seemed fine to me, It seemed fine to me. Now, at the same time, at this time, looking for a job, still haven't secured a job. But this whole graduate program situation, after I submitted it, I was like, yeah, something's going to come out of this. Like, something good is like that thing that I'm looking for, that I want, which is to get a master's degree and, to be accepted to a master's program, get a master's degree is coming, So I'm just full of hope at this time. So I'm just growing more in Christ, you know. Because I laid down my will. I laid it down. I said, God, whatever you want me to do, I do. Whatever you want me to say, I'll say. Whatever you want me to be, I'll be. I laid it all the way down. Do the Skype interview. The retreat was on the retreat was April 6th. That was a Thursday. Thursday to Sunday morning. So April 6th to April 9th. So it was Thursday after midweek, or after midweek, we will get on the bus. We went to a retreat center in Maryland. Yeah, we went to a retreat center in Maryland, stayed, got there Thursday night, Friday, entire Saturday, Sunday morning, we head back to church in New Jersey and have service. So that was the whole retreat. So the day of the retreat, Thursday, I'm like, okay, I'm nervous. I don't know what to expect. Da, 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 da. I get into the bus after service and I get an email from Rutgers University. And it's like they made their decision. I was like, yo, that was so quick. I was like, okay, you know what? When I get to the center and I get into my room, I'm going to check it, I'm like, I'm nervous. Now, I said I don't want to go to Rutgers, but still, I want them to accept me, So I was like, I just hope they do. I get into my room late that night, probably like around 11. I check and